And welcome to Identify, the news, views and insights from within the events industry. I'm delighted to be joined by the incredible Fay Sharpe today as we explore a topic that is mutually of our interest, which is around mentoring, the support and impact they can have both individually and from your businesses. So Fay, if you wouldn't mind, first of all, I know that you set up Fast Forward 15. Could you explain a little bit about that?
So I set up Fast Forward 15, which has different strands, but probably most people will know it for the not-for-profit piece, which is where we give 15 women a year of mentoring, coaching, development, networking, and that's now in its 7th year. The other part of what I do is also I mentor businesses, business owners and individuals and teams to help them achieve their goals and dreams and make sure they get to where they want to in life. So yeah, so that's what I do.
And I've had mentors all my time working at Identity, and I really value the importance that they can do for you, as I mentioned, both individually but on your company. So why would you say mentoring is so beneficial to people?
A lot of us are working from home. A lot of us are not in that normal environment where you're talking to people on a day-to-day basis or maybe having meetings with your boss. And I think it's really easy to get lost, both in your own personal goals and also in work goals. What am I doing? And people tend to float along. And it's not until something hits them that they actually think, gosh, I've been doing this now for a long time. I maybe haven't had a promotion. I haven't had a pay rise. Or what am I doing? What am I really enjoying this still? So, and the same with life, you know, we sort of float along doing things without actually taking a step back and actually thinking, you know, where do I want to be in my life? What do I actually want to achieve? And what will make me happy? So what I do is a very personal service, or a very personal program, Fast Forward 15, in that what I try and do is help people really look at where they are at in life and where they want to be and help them get to that point and get them unstuck. I mean, a lot of people just get stuck. And I think sometimes you know it, but you can't actually, you know, you tend to be going round and round in circles. Take someone else with a really good eye or a vision for that sort of thing to look at what you're doing and help you reset yourself.
100%. Because one of the things I remember very early on, it would have been one of those famous entrepreneurs that said, you know, I surround myself by amazing people that know more than me. And I think there are two elements kind of mentoring for me. One is around that knowledge gap. And so if you really need support somewhere, and the other is telling you what you know already, but unlocking the barriers for you to help do it, right?
Exactly. I mean, I try to get people to come to their own conclusion, because I always think that you know, from previous experience, when you tell someone what to do, they might do it, but their heart might not be 110% in it. People have got to find their own truth, find their own thing. So, but I absolutely agree with you, Michael. I think you can see it right in front of you, but it just takes someone to say, well, have you thought about that? And then they know it's there. And then they're just like, oh my God, yeah, absolutely. So, and it's a lovely thing. It's very, rewarding for me to be able to help people. And also a lot of the time I help fast track things. So sometimes it might take you 2 or 3 years to get to the point of actually making a change in something, whether it's a job or in your career or something in life. What I try to do is fast track that. So you're not hanging around for 2 or 3 years. You're actually addressing it now and doing the things you want to and getting some focus on your objectives and goals.
And so, I mean, we're both advocates for the importance of mentoring, coaching, and there is a distinction between the two, isn't it, from a kind of a learning and a support process. But what advice would you give someone that was wanting to find a new mentor?
Okay, so there are paid mentors and there are unpaid mentors or coaches, and I think do look carefully at you know, who you're asking to work with. So if you're looking for someone to mentor you for free, and there are lots of people out there who will mentor you for free, look at someone who you admire, someone who has the same value set as you, someone who, you know, they might meet you for coffee once a quarter or whatever, but you also have to respect that person because they're giving you their time free, you know, and that's a big deal nowadays. If you're paying for a coach or mentor, I think then I think that puts you into a different sort of set of potential opportunities, because if you're paying for someone, then they're going to give you focused, conscious time where you can really map out what it is you want. And I personally coach and mentor, so I do a bit of both. So mentoring tends to be where someone's maybe a bit older than you, they're advisory, whereas coaching might be working through a project or looking at a set of goals that you want to work with and actually coaching you through that. So it works well for me to do both. So I think when you're looking for a paid mentor, then what I would say is that look at what that person's achieved. First of all, a lot of people want to charge you money, but you need to look at their track record. Are they successful?
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I don't, it's same for any financial advisor. I want to know what they've achieved in their life. So that's number one. So look at their track record, their success rate, and is it all social media hype, or are they really successful? And therefore, I think if they're really successful, then they're hopefully qualified to advise you. Number two, what are you going to get for your money? So how often will you speak to them, or are you, is it individual, one-on-one, or are you just going to be part of a group call? So I've noticed lately there are lots of things on social media where you pay a fee, quite a lot of money, and then you just get thrown into this sort of pot of people and have these group calls. And I guess if that's what you want, then that's fine. Personally, I think one-on-one coaching and mentoring is the most effective and most successful. It's where you're going to make breakthroughs and where you're going to actually move forward the most. So just check what you're actually getting, and maybe ask if you can have an initial discovery call to find out whether or not there's synergy. And I think thirdly, is the person that you're talking to authentic? Are they really genuine? Are they a good, nice person? Will you enjoy working with them? Because really, your coach and your mentor is someone that you could confide in anything. I mean, people tell me all sorts of stuff, and everything's confidential, and I think that's how it should be. So you need to be able to trust that person completely, that they're gonna help you and that they're there for you. And personally, I like to think of a coach or a mentor as your own personal cheerleading team. They're there, supporting you. So when you've had a bad week or bad day, or things are going wrong, they're there to help you pick up, help you get back on your feet, and look at, okay, that's happened, put that aside, let's look at what we can do, not what we can do. So those are some of the things that I would look at.
Yeah, and I can't agree more again. And I think the really interesting thing that I've learned over the last decade really is the difference between someone kind of coaching you through a rule book of a philosophy and a scientific approach, whereas having somebody that has had experience of doing what you're doing provides you with so much more hands-on experience. And I've often found out with my mentor, I'll be chatting with them, and have they been in a fast-growing business? Do they understand the people and culture issues that are going through? And you really need that blood on the t-shirt.
Yeah. Exactly. I absolutely agree. And I mean, I like to bring lots of useful tools that my mentees are going to be able to use, so that they can. I also think a part of a coach and mentor's job is to actually be giving you things that you can do with your team to actually help you improve how you work with them. So I think absolutely, but blood on the t-shirt, a lot of interesting saying, but I think absolutely that's what I'm talking about. What is the mentor's experience? When you ask them, what do you do when your cash flows up the chute, or have they been there? And
an old mentor of mine said once, think of it like the bat belt, and I can give you the tools on your bat belt to be able to use accordingly. Exactly. And that stuck with me all the way through everything. Look, thank you, Fay, so much for your time. It's an amazing topic. I think, both of us huge advocates of mentoring and coaching schemes. If you want to get involved in a mentoring coaching scheme, then please leave a comment below. Go and check out Fast Forward 15. It's an amazing campaign kind of business. And really, if you've got any great mentors that you've used before, please leave in the comment, or any ideas and top tips for choosing your own one. Thank you, Fay, very much.
Pleasure, Michael. Nice to speak to you.